everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have some fun because we're going to be playing with 3D embossing folders. We have several different 3D embossing folders in our collection, and I'm going to be playing with a newer one that was recently released and an old one, actually the very first one that we ever released. It is now back in stock, and I know some of you have recently gotten it and others of you already have it, so it's always fun to revisit the older products from our collection. So we're going to have fun, and we're going to turn these into holiday cards. That's my goal anyway. We'll see what we can do. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Howdy, everybody.
How are you?
I am recovering from Thanksgiving quite well.
Yeah, me too. I think we just finally polished off the last of the
Wow.
leftovers. Yeah.
Yes.
It was fun.
Great fun.
Well, we
being
missed
with the gang.
everybody on Thursday, so we should say happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And we hope you guys all had an enjoyable one, whether you spent time with family or you spent time in your craft room. Both ideas sound good to me, right?
Yeah, it was a great, it was a whole great weekend. And we had a big snowy weekend, so we didn't leave the house, right?
No, we didn't. We didn't. I actually cleaned my craft room at home. Like, got rid of a lot of old things that, you know how like sometimes you have like dried up jars of paste and things that you're just keeping and you don't know why? I purged all of that this weekend. It felt really good.
Yes, you are the queen of purge.
Don't sit in one place too long, Tom.
No, gone forever.
Right. All right. Well, we are all bundled up in our winter woolies here. It's cold here in Wisconsin, but it's always warm in the craft room. So what if we get started? Do you have a word of the day later?
I think I do, yes.
All right. That's awesome. Okay. Well, the first thing that I want to show you guys is something new that was released over the weekend. My friend Jennifer McGuire was live this weekend, and she shared 2 new products on her live. And I'm going to show you what those are in case you missed them. The first one is our brand new glue, and this is called Connect Matte. If you haven't gotten this glue yet, I highly recommend that you add this to your next cart because I cut myself this weekend. It's like I'm wearing a Band-Aid every time I go live. I actually slammed my finger in the door at my daughter's house, so it was quite a fiasco. But anyway, Connect Matte Glue it's going to be your new favorite glue. Now, it's a little bit more expensive than the regular Connect glue. So for the regular gluing things, like gluing a panel onto your card base, or, you know, some of the bigger areas that you need glue, Connect Glue is great for those things. But when you're doing things like gluing die cuts together, or you're gluing embellishments onto your card, you know how sometimes that glue can be sneaky and it squirts out underneath the embellishments, or it gets on the front of your die cut pieces, and then when you turn it into the line, you see that shine? You won't see that shine. This dries virtually invisible. And so what I thought I would do is I would fill a bottle tonight. I got a new fine tip bottle here, and I'll just show you, just in case anybody missed how I like to fill my bottles. First of all, when you get one of these bigger bottles, like a 2-ounce or even the 6-ounce jumbo regular Connect glue, you might, I've seen people say, oh my gosh, you know, I opened the lid, I stuck it in there, and I squeezed, and I couldn't get anything out. Well, that's because there's this little seal here. This little seal that you have to peel off first. And once you peel that off, then it will make it much easier to squirt the glue out. Now, another thing I like to do is I like to make the hole bigger, because when you do squeeze this out, well, this isn't too bad. I think I'll leave it like this. But you see what I just did there? I just put the tip into the fine tip bottle, and look, I filled that whole bottle up with just one squeeze. Both our Connect glue and our fine tip bottles are made of very, very squishy plastic. Some plastic is hard. This plastic is super squishy and very, very easy to use. And then if you don't cut the top off, there is a little cap on the inside of the cap, if you can see that in there, a little cap on the inside, and that will cover that so it won't clog. So you can go ahead and replace that on there, and you can see how that is like protecting the cap from air. And before I do that, I always tap the bottle several times, and then I squeeze it a little bit to kind of make the glue pull out of the tip as much as I can. Now, some people will use a stainless steel pin, and that is just fine to do. You can find those in sewing departments, and you can find them online. Stainless steel pins usually don't rust, so you can just put a pin in the top, and that'll keep the opening open too. And I did see that some people asked for a 6-ounce bottle, so I did reach out to our manufacturer and see if they can do a 6-ounce for us down the line, because I know you guys are going to love this glue and you're going to want it in the bigger size. And then, yes, it does have a freeze-thaw agent in it, so you are able to, ship it all over the place without any problem. So I don't know if, let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of white cardstock and I'm going to squirt some glue on here. Okay. And then I'm going to just kind of rub it, and you can see you see that shine on there? I think you can see the shine. Yeah, you could see the shine. If I hit it in the light the right way, you could see the shine. All right, so this is regular Connect glue. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing with the Connect mat, and then we're going to come back and look at it later. All right, so let's just get some of this on here. Yes, it's got a freeze-thaw agent, so it can ship anywhere in the winter. Okay, and you can see that's shiny too, so they're both shiny right now. Now let's give both of these a little chance to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll look at them in a little bit. All right, I'm going to put that up there. Now, I'm going to tap that down and cover this, because I'm going to be using that for my embellishments going forward. I globbed it on my embellishments and put the embellishments on and let it dry. And I was just shocked at how you just don't see that shine sticking out from around them. I love that. Now, the other thing that Jennifer released during her live, also, one thing I want to show you, like, I don't know if you could tell the difference here, but this glue is whiter than this glue. This has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it, and this is a little bit whiter. They both dry clear, it doesn't matter, but like if you have them both on your desk and you forgot to label them, I am going to label them. I think Jennifer put washi tape on hers. I might do that right now just so that I don't forget which one is the matte one. I'll just do that for now. I'll put the shiny thing on the matte one. Good thinking, Gina. But it'll work. It'll remind me. Okay, and the other thing that Jennifer showcased during her live was our brand new embossing folder, and this is called Dainty Flower Field. This is a 2-piece bundle. Well, it's a 3-piece, really. It has this beautiful embossing folder. It's got dies that cut out 2 of the different flower images on here. And then it's got a layering stencil set. So I was going to show a technique that she didn't show in her live using this folder tonight. And then I thought that I would step up the Ruffled Blooms, which is our very, very first embossing folder ever, and I would turn this into a Christmas card. I'm going to use the single flowers, and I'm going to do something that has a similar feel to the grand poinsettia that a lot of people got when they took the Simon Says Stamp class. The grand poinsettia is not coming back, but I want to show you that you can make beautiful holiday cards with a lot of our 3D embossing folders. All right, so let's take a look at this one here. And if you're new to 3D emboss, let me address that, Pat. That's a great question. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, you probably missed all of the information. I post tons of information over there every day. I'm in that group nonstop. Today we had a little mishap in our warehouse, and we, by accident, posted that our cranberry cardstock came back in stock. It didn't come back in stock, but it was a little mishap. And let me tell you how it happened and why it happened and why you all got a notice. All right, so what happened was, what we do at Gina K Designs when we get a shipment of products in, let's say the cranberry cardstock, let's say we have 3,000 packs or 5,000 packs. We won't put all 5,000 packs online. We'll put 5 to 10 of those packs away. And on our website, there is a place that we can inventory that called safety stock. And safety stock is product that we hold back from regular inventory in case a customer gets a package and the cardstock was missing, or it got squashed, a truck ran over it, or a package never gets to where it's supposed to be. It gets misdelivered. So we always want to make sure that we can deliver to everybody who orders from us. And safety stock is our little emergency fund of products that can help when a customer has a situation and they need a replacement. Well, when the warehouse was counting up the safety stock to make sure that they had enough, they just put it in the wrong spot on the website because the inventory boxes are right next to each other. It's regular inventory and safety stock inventory, and it just went into the wrong box. And when that happens, we could put one in the regular box and it will trigger all 3,000 notify me emails to let people know it's back in stock even though there's only one. And so what happened was we had a handful of them. We were putting them in safety stock, but we actually put them in the wrong category. And you all got notified that it was back in stock. So you all rushed over there, and the majority of you, other than maybe 5 people, saw an out-of-stock notification. So we're very sorry about that inconvenience. We would ask you to go back to the website and put yourself back on the notify me list, because once we send you the email, we assume that you got it, and we're not going to send you another one unless you're back on the list for the next restock. So again, we apologize. Accidents happen. We're all human, and you know, there are bigger, worse things that could happen, right? So thank you for your understanding. All right, let me get my die cutting machine because we're going to emboss this folder. Let's see here. So there aren't going to be any classes on the 12th. I see that question there. Our 12 Days of Christmas box, the way it's going to work is I am going to show you projects that I made using each day's items. I'll tell you how I did it. I might show you some techniques, but there's not actually classes. And then we have guest designers that are also going to show you their opening and their projects that they've made. So you'll have lots of inspiration to look at and lots of inspiration to copy, but there aren't actually going to be long classes every day. There may be demos and things like that, but not long classes. So you won't need, there's no homework, you don't need any supply list or anything like that. We'll go over all of that the way we do it at a release party. So at a release party, I say, here's the product of the day, here's the new embossing folder, and let me show you a few samples that I made using this. And I'm going to show you and explain to you what I did. So you don't have to prepare anything. You could just watch the video, and then if you want to recreate those projects, I'll be posting photographs of them on YouTube, on my post tab, and also in our Facebook group and on our Facebook page. So you'll be able to see all of that, and you'll be all caught up and be able to make all of the beautiful things. All right, so I'm going to just grab a piece of cardstock here, and sometimes I want to use the heavier cardstock. I think I'm going to do that tonight. If I have some, I do. I'm going to use the heavyweight white. This is the 120-pound white, and I'm just going to cut this off screen here to a 1/4 sheet. Actually, I'm going to cut it down to like 4 inches by about 6 inches. I think that should be a good size for in there. Yeah, that'll be a good size for in there. Let me zoom out. I was testing my zoom, and now I am zoomed in a little bit too close. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this machine to 2D, which it's already set to 2D. Now with our embossing folders, they're very thick, so we do 2D instead of 3D. And then on the back, it does tell you a good starting point. So it says, turn the setting dial and set it to 2D emboss. set the tension dial to 3. So I'm going to set the tension dial to 3. That's going to be a little bit looser. We never want to push a embossing folder through. We just want to allow it to go through the best that it can, and then we can always tighten it if it's not enough. All right, so I put my piece of cardstock in here. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys that haven't peeked, but I also understand if you did peek. And I know that a lot of people that have peeked have said that they were really happy that they got the box. They're just really excited about it. So that's good to know, right? It's good to know that everybody's happy. All right. Okay. If you did order the cranberry cardstock and it did go into your cart, you may have been one of the lucky ones who just were absolutely first. I'm going to turn this setting up. But if you have any questions, go ahead and contact customer service and they can help you. If your credit card was charged, then you got some of our safety stock and we will be shipping it to you. Okay, so I feel like I want that to go a little tighter. Now, each embossing folder is a little different. So we always say start at that 3, which is a looser setting. And then if you feel like it's not going through tight enough, go ahead and increase the tension a little bit at a time. The one thing we don't want to do is warp the folder so that it's all curled up. But that looks beautiful. Look at this embossing folder. Look how pretty that is. I love that. Now let me see, how did I, okay, it was in this way because I want to make it easier for me to stencil it. Okay, let me get this out of the way now. But just remember, oh yes, Linda, it's coming back in. It's just not in yet. And that's why we asked you to go on the waiting list. So don't worry, it'll definitely come back in, I promise. It's just, we put it in the wrong category, so you got to notice. It's way too fast for it to be in just a couple of days like that. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this on its back instead. I'm not going to stencil on this side. This is the raised side. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to stencil on the recessed side here. All right. I'm going to put this on here. Now, it's probably not going to stick great to the sticky mat because it's, you know, it's bumpy on that other side, but we'll tape it down a little bit just to be safe. And this is our newer 3D embossing folder bundle, and it's called Dainty Flower Field. All right, so there are a few little tricks to figure out which way all of the which way these stencils go. A little bit of a trick here. So the way this works is you can see that the right side of the stencil has this etching that goes around the outside. You see that? It's got this etching. The wrong side of the stencil has no etching. Okay? What I'm going to do is use the wrong side of the stencils tonight, because if I use this side, I would have to have it flipped over. But because I want to stencil just on the background here, I'm going to flip them. And then it might take me a minute to figure out the order. So have a little patience with me. We'll see. I'm going to do the best that I can. But I think I'm going to be able to do this okay. All right, so this looks pretty good here. So I'm going to just stick that down like that, and I'm going to use a little pixie tape to tape that down. And I said I was going to try to make 2 holiday cards, so I think I should probably do something with reds here. But I think I'm going to start with some sun-kissed coral. So I've got my inkstand here. And that reminds me, hi, Brienne, we missed you on Thursday. I don't like a Thursday without Brienne in my life. But I hope Brienne got to eat some turkey and relax a little bit. I want to make sure that this is pretty straight. It looks like it's pretty straight. Let me just shift this a tiny bit. Okay, that's going to look okay, I think. All right, I'm going to start with some of this sun-kissed coral. And Brienne Loveland is the originator and the owner of the Inkstand shop. So she is going to share her link to the inkstand just so that you guys, anybody who wants an inkstand, can get one, because that is one of our biggest customer service requests on a morning after a live or on a day of a live. Where do I get that inkstand that Gina used in her video? So Brianne, if you wouldn't mind sharing that, that would be wonderful. Okay. So I'm just filling in all these areas with this sun-kissed coral. Really getting some ink in there. And then I'm going to go back over this to make this more red. All right. Just a little bit, because the other petals I'm going to do just in solid red. Okay. Now I'm going to get a detail brush. Here's one, a detail brush, and I am going to get another inkstand. See, Brianne, I'm using two tonight. And I'm going to put red velvet in here. Oh, we got a lot of snow too. I see people talking about snow totals. We got a lot of snow here. What did we get, Tom?
I think right at our home, I think was about 9 or 10 inches.
9 or 10 inches, and it was 12 inches here in New Berlin. Can you believe it? So I'm just taking this detail brush and I'm adding some of this deeper red. This is red velvet. And I'm holding it down with a, a piece of paper towel because I have so much ink all over the surface of this. I'm not even going to use all of these flowers. I'm just going to use, I'm going to cut it down. But I feel like I don't know exactly where I'm going to cut it, so I got to do them all. Kids didn't have school today? Ooh. I used to love that. I know, it's like a bad mom thing, but I used to just love when the school got canceled and the kids could sleep in and we could just have fun all day and nobody had to stress about anything. Because, you know, if the kids didn't have school, I couldn't go to work. So maybe it was selfish. But I loved spending time with my kids at home, just like having them home. Nobody getting out of their pajamas. Those are good days. Those are great days. If you're in the middle of it, it feels different than it feels when you look back on it. Like when you're in the middle of it, it's like, oh, the kids don't have school today. But when I look back on it now, those were really some of the most fun days. They were so excited to wake up and find out that they didn't have to get up for school. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this off. All right, so now I've got all of that you can see on the inside there, right? It's all recessed. Now let me get the next layer. Here's the next layer. And this one, let me look now. Give me a second. Okay, first of all, I got to turn it this way. No. There we go. See, it just takes a second. Try not to panic. Sometimes it does feel panicky, like, oh no, my stencil's broken. And then you just realize you haven't twisted it around. And remember, I'm using the wrong side of the stencil because I'm using the quote-unquote wrong side of the embossing folder. It's not really wrong. It's just not the design, what the design was intended to be. Okay, now I'm going to take my red brush and my red velvet ink, and I am going to add this bright red here. You know, Brianne told me, last time we talked about it, Brianne told me that if my inkstand slips, because sometimes you might see it slip, it's my fault because she didn't tell me that. She didn't say that. But she just said, clean the bottom of the feet. And you'll notice that on the inkstand, there are these little rubber feet that get covered with things like embossing powder and, gosh, all kinds of stuff. Dust from the dust bag that we put on for our embossing folder. The little embossing magic pad. Now, look at that. That's much better. Well, it's still a little wet, but much better. So if that ever happens, your inkstand isn't broken. You just need to, and I'm going to get a smaller brush. You just need to clean the bottoms, the feet. Alrighty. See, now it's staying in place. Yeah, the smaller brush is good. So this is red velvet on here. You can also use red hot if you want. Whatever works for you. But I want to get this nice and bright. Because if I want to make this into a Christmas card, I think I need to do it in reds and greens. Since it isn't, like if it was a traditional poinsettia, I would do it in any color because it's a poinsettia, right? But if you're trying to make a different flower work for Christmas, then pick reds and greens and you're going to get that Christmassy effect from it. So you might notice that other people, when they do this reverse technique, they don't use the stencil. They just get in there and they get like messy all around the outside. And that works great if you're using a very dark color over the outside, which you'll see in just a minute. But what I want to do is I want to make a wood grain background. So I don't want my ink all over the place because it's not going to look, it's not going to cover it quite as well as black wood. And so now I'm going to get a little bit of warm cocoa here. I'm going to do that same thing that I did with the red, but I want to darken up these a little bit. So I'm just going to use a little warm cocoa, and that's just going to enhance the centers a little bit. And that just gives you that depth, you know.
Question. Maria wants to know, Gina, have you ever had a bad craft day where you just had to walk away from the table and come back a different day?
Oh, heck yeah. Definitely. Definitely. There are days where, and you know, it usually happens at the worst times too. You know, like right before a release. So I design all of the stamp sets. Like I put all the stamp sets together and all of the different components together in our kits. And when I'm in that process, I have so many ideas and I write them down and I'm excited about them. And I actually lay them out as like pretend cards using just Adobe Illustrator. So I make the little cards first digitally before I actually send everything into production or send it over to Brian. And there are times when the stuff comes and, you know, it's a couple days before the release and I've got to make samples and all of those ideas, I don't know where they went. Now what happened there? Oh, we've got another layer. Cool. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? They're just getting so fluffy. I don't know where all the ideas went. I have them written down. You know, they're looking at me. I have them there, but I just, for some reason, it just doesn't click. So it happens. Let's see here. So let's see if this is it. There it is. Okay. So for this one, I think maybe I'll just do that sun-kissed coral again. I'll just do whatever's left on the brush here. Now I'm going to need more. Going to need a little bit more.
They looked a little bit like candy corn through the stencil.
They do. And then I'll add a little brown to this one, just to mix it up a little bit. I don't know how it'll look, but we'll see. So yes, to answer your question, I definitely have those moments, and they're never at the right time. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to clean it, just so that there's very little on there. And then I'm going to lightly add a little bit of color in here, just so any little white areas aren't going to show. I'm going to be able to cover that with the wood graining. It's very light, but it just takes away a little bit of the stark white on there. And the reason I'm doing that is because these 3D stencils are created in a way that they need to wrap around the design. So sometimes when you use them in the reverse, they don't really fill in the space exactly the same way. So I just kind of want to soup that up a little bit.
You're going to do the brown on the lower left or no?
Down here? Here?
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss that? I think I missed that. But if I just add a little bit here. How's that? Good. All right, so now I am going to add brown all over all of these here. We could do a yellow though, but let's do brown because I already did a little brown on that one. So I'm going to go in with warm cocoa again, and we'll give that a good squish around. It's a technical term, the squish around. And really what I could do after I make this card is I could put a big sequin in the center of each of these to like sparkle it up, which would be totally fine to do, you know, if I'm not thrilled with the brown. Sometimes I'm getting ready to go live and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to make tonight. I don't even know like what I'm going to use until I'm standing here and Tom says, what are you going to use? I don't know. I better think of something fast while the music's playing. All right, so you can see what this is looking like. They're so pretty. They look, I mean, these flowers in like yellows and pinks and purples is the best springy kind of thing out there, really. All right, let's add the green leaves now. Let's see here. All right, this is good. This is good. So you can kind of see where like it covers up the flowers. And I'm gonna do a Christmassy green. So that would be our spruces. I feel like they are our most Christmassy greens. Let me find those over here. Let's go with the light spruce. And then we'll add just a little bit of the medium spruce.
Question from Paula. Do you have to press harder on the stencil when it's reversed?
Kind of, yeah, because you need to get down in there just a little bit. So I do put a little extra pressure on there, because it's got to sink down in there. So this is the light spruce. I love this stencil. It's so pretty, and I like stencils that, you know, you can use for Christmas if you want, but also this make great spring cards, great summer cards. You can use it for Valentine's Day or friendship cards. Just depending on what colors you use. All right. So Rena cooked for Thanksgiving this year, and it was great. She's a great cook. She made everything. She made way more than I would have made. The best part about Thanksgiving, well, I mean, it's great, you know, Thanksgiving's great, but man, the leftovers. There's always way too much food. All right, now we're going to go into the medium spruce here. Let me grab my medium spruce mini brush, little detail brush. I think one of these is medium spruce. I think this one, well, is spruce. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's close enough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here a little bit and just add a little bit like down near the base of some of these leaves. Now if this had a second layer, then I'd use the medium spruce on the second layer and probably use the dark spruce at the base of these leaves. But so many layering stencils, you can get away with just 2 colors. And so that kind of really expands your layering inks too, because you can use the light and the medium for some cards. You can use the medium and the dark for other cards and get 2 completely different looks. So Tom, if there's any questions, shoot them my way, but I think people kind of can feel what I'm doing here. And for those of you that are planning to join us, I hope you'll all join us for the 12 Days of Christmas event we have going, because a lot of the products, majority of the products eventually are going to end up in our store. They will be at regular price, not the box price, but they are, you know, going to be there. And even if you don't have the products that I'm going to use in my samples that I make and in the demos that I do, you can still play along using other products that you have in your collection. So, you know, you'll find ways to participate that way. And we want to see what you do too. Like if you didn't get a box, we want to see your take on what was made from the box. That's really important too, because that helps lots of people who didn't get the box. So we want everybody to participate and everybody to share inspiration, whether you got the box or you're going to use different Gina K Designs products. We want to see what you make.
Question, we're not able to do the mystery boxes this year, correct?
No, well, we're not going to be able to do the mystery boxes in December. We do plan to do mystery boxes, but we're probably going to do them in the first quarter of 2026. But we're not 100% sure. Again, a lot of that has to do with how much product is left over and if we have enough to do it, you know, because it takes a lot of product for us to do those boxes. And then, of course, there's never enough boxes, no matter how many we make, because we can only make with products that are being retired or that have overstock. So that's kind of one of those sketchy things where we would love, it's not like we're not ordering enough, you know, because we're not ordering anything. We're just using products that we're either have overstock and we're trying to make room, or they're discontinued and we're trying to clear them out. So we're not sure yet. Last year it was fun, but it also wasn't super fun. So we'll see. Okay, so now I see a little spot here that I want to fill in lightly. A little bit of red. Okay, now, it's really pretty, isn't it? Now we're going to do some wood graining on this. So I'm going to get just a plain piece of cardstock just to put down. I know this make everybody sad, but I'm using a nice piece of cardstock. I can use the other side though. And now I'm going to start with some craft ink. And I'm going to wood grain down the surface of this very lightly. Now this technique works a lot better with felt pads, these linen style pads. When you do this kind of thing with foam, foam pads are so squishy that it's a little bit harder to get this look without really getting a lot of ink on your flowers. You're going to get some ink on your flowers, and that's okay. But what we're trying to do here is, first we're just trying to color this in a little bit and kind of define the flowers. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of like adding a little bit of color, just lightly. I'm not putting pressure on this ink pad at all. Now I'm going to go to my next color. I'm going to use warm cocoa again, and I'm going to streak down it to create the look of some wood back there. Like that. Isn't that so cool? I missed a couple little petals here, but that's all right. I can fill them in, although I don't even think I'm going to need them, but I can fill them in just so that they're not, you know, all by themselves white looking. Okay. Now I'm going to go with another color. I'm going to go with dark chocolate, and I'm going to really add some depth in here. That's where it really catches around the perimeter of these. And it almost looks like carved wood, like you carved the wood out and then you colored what you did on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. That's so nice. It's just so different. It's not that clean look that you get from these layering stencils. It just gives you a more vintage kind of, softer kind of look. It almost looks like, I don't know, it looks like something that, like if I was dressed up in my cowboy clothes or something, you know, I would have like a shirt like this or something, or my Stevie Nicks look. Oh my gosh, I have so many cuts on my fingers, it's killing me, this alcohol. I'm just cleaning up because I have it everywhere. All right, so now I'm going to take a paper cutter here and I'm going to trim this down. So I'm going to trim it down to 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. So right now it's at 4 inches. So I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off of each side to take it down to 3.5. And then I'm going to just chop the top off here. And I'm going to take that down to 4 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so that is a Master Layouts 2 size panel. Now I think I'm going to use, I've got one here, and I think it would be really pretty and it would really make it pop, is one of these Master Layouts 18 frames. So I might go just a little bit smaller. Isn't that pretty? I feel like that just frames it out so nicely. Could do it this way too, if you wanted. I really like that. So I think I'm going to do something like that. I also have a wood grained one that I did, and this was from a video where I showed you how to miter the edges. So if you wanted it to be more wood on wood, you could use something like this, and that would give it even a more of a vintage look. Makes it look like a,
wow,
like a painting.
Look at the space in that.
You like that? Should I use this one, Tom?
Spatial. I mean, all of it. It's like you can walk into it.
Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? I don't know if I used enough reds because I really focused on that sun-kissed coral. So I think if I was going to do this again, I would go full-blown red from the start. The paper that I started with is the Gina K Designs 120-pound heavy base weight white. So I think I'm going to just glue these two together because I'm going to go with this brown. What do you think? Do you like that, Tom? Or do you like the white better?
Boy, that's a tough call. The white really, you know, the flowers are so bright with the white.
Yeah.
I think the white maybe.
You like the white better? All right, let's do the white then. We'll do the white. I mean, a lot of people like the wood grain. Yeah, I can pin the wood grain video. Oh, Brianne, if you can find that mitered edge video, it might be hard to find. I can find it afterwards. So if Brianne can't find it, I will find it later. And I will put it in the description. in this video. So if you come back after the live, let me update the description and I will share the video where I show you how to do the mitered edges.
Don't go by me, though.
No, a lot of people are saying, no, don't do the brown. And I think it's because there is so much brown that, you know, it's enough brown. So I'm going to take just a little bit more off of this so it definitely... Oh, Brienne found it. I wonder if I can pin it. Let me see if I can pin this because I asked Brienne one time and she said that she couldn't pin... she couldn't pin videos. So let me... Or pin comments. So let me see if I can find it here. Sorry, normally I don't like surf on my phone while I'm making a video here, but I just saw it go by. So, Brienne, oh, here it is. All right, let's see if I can pin this comment. No, that just, my fingers are too big. I need to do it on a computer, I think. Because there's, maybe I can. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, it should have dropped down at the top on YouTube. So I pinned the comment, and you can find that video. And you could, like... go over to that video if you want, and let me see which side I want to cut off. I'm going to cut this side off a little bit because there's a lot of flowers over here. Cutting a little bit more off because I don't need the whole thing, and then I can get the flowers a little bit more centered. So the pinned comment, you can always go back. The live chat doesn't go away. We leave the live chat in our videos, so even when you come back, you can rewatch the live chat if you're so inclined. All right, I'm going to use some tape for this. Brienne is amazing, but thank you. But Brienne is pretty amazing. I don't know how she finds things. And she does it all on her phone. Like, I don't even understand it. It's because she's young. She's a kid. They know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. It's okay. I know how to do other things. You know what? I don't know how well this is going to stick because the ink is probably still pretty wet. But if it doesn't stick, I'll put some Connect glue on there. We'll see. But yeah, I do like that. That's really pretty. And then we'll throw our greeting right down here in this corner. We could throw it over here in this corner. You could go in any direction with this. I love it. All right, and then I'm going to get a black panel. And I'm going to cut that down to 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then we'll have that little black layer going around the outside that just makes everything pop, right? Yeah, Brienne, you are still a kid to a lot of us. But, you know, I mean, I was watching a video the other day, and a lot of you guys are going to laugh, but they were showing, like, kids that are now, like, 14 years old, rotary phones, and they were asking them if they knew what they were. And the kids had no idea. Like, they didn't know how to use them. They were like, I have no idea what that thing is. I thought that was so funny. So, you know, if you're ever stuck in a small town where there's only a rotary phone and you have me with you, I'll be able to call for help. So I'm still very valuable, even though I could never do what Brienne does. All right, now we're going to pick a card-based color for this. And maybe we won't make this one a Christmas card. Maybe we'll make this something different. And let's put this on some sun-kissed coral cardstock. I feel like that would be beautiful on sun-kissed coral. Look at that. We don't use this color enough, guys. We need to use this color more. That is gorgeous. All right, let's do that. And then I have an idea for a greeting for this one because I feel it looks like artwork. Like, Tom, remember when we went down to Chicago when we went to the art museum?
Yes.
And there was that, you know, the Impressionist area with like all of that beautiful, just Impressionist art. Doesn't that feel similar? Like, It's like impressionist art.
It looks great, whatever it is.
Okay. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody know what I'm talking about? I probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But, all right, let me find my scoring board. Here it is. Is there any reason the tape runner does not stick to some of your colored cardstock? No, I haven't experienced that at all. I have not experienced that. All right, so let's go ahead. If you're having trouble, you can always add a little Connect glue, but I don't know why that would be. I haven't experienced that. I just cut that so wrong, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off here. There we go. And we're going to pop this onto this sun-kissed coral. All right. I put a little scory line in there. That's okay. Yeah, we needed that sun-kissed coral. And I had cut these out from our last video and I didn't use them. And I'm wondering, let me grab them here. I'm wondering if you wanted to make it a Christmas card and you just wanted it to be non-traditional, you could add a really delicate little strip sentiment like that, Merry Christmas. I still feel like that would be a pretty Christmas card, no doubt. That would be really pretty. Or you could turn it into a sympathy card, which I think it would be a pretty sympathy card too, and you could just have that going across the center like that with love and prayers. But let's be bold, let's be brave and make it a Christmas card. Why not? Let's make it a Christmas card. I don't know if it's going to stick because the ink is still a little wet, but we're gonna take our chances and we're gonna make it a Christmas card. All right, so
Shall we sneak in a word of the day here?
sure.
Since flowers seems to be the theme, up until about 2 weeks ago, you had beautiful flowers on the front step. How did you
Yes.
do that?
Oh, so you really want to know? Okay.
It was an experiment.
My flowers on my front porch are fake. I admit it. I bought fake flowers and I filled flower pots with dirt and I put them in the dirt and nobody knew. People would come over and compliment them and say, "Oh, your clematis looks so beautiful." And I'd be like, "Yeah, you know, it's really coming up this year."
Busted. Uh-oh, I'm going to get it for this. So you mean you were using faux flowers?
Yes. Just in the front.
To be fair, you spent a lot of time in the garden this year.
I did.
The back of the
My
house.
passion was the back garden with the real vegetables and the real stuff. And, you know, you and I, sometimes we travel a little bit in the summer, and I didn't want to have to worry about calling the kids and telling them to come over and water the flowers.
And we get no sun in the front of the house.
We don't. We get none. We have southern exposure out back and northern exposure in the front. So yes, they were fake flowers. And yes, I used real dirt because when you come up on them and you see the dirt in there, then you don't think that they're not real flowers. I copied it off a Instagram influencer. She did it and I'm like, that looks really good. I'm doing that. Okay, so somebody said, I saw a comment about putting some black pearls on here, and I think that that would be really beautiful. And then we can use our Connect glue. All right, let's go to this Connect glue here. All right, so can you guys see the shine at the top? See the shine at the top?
Yes.
No shine down here. Look at that.
You can't even see anything.
You can't see anything, right? This was the regular Connect glue, dried shiny. This is the new Connect matte. It disappeared, like you can't see it. So when you're doing die cut pieces and it oozes out onto the front, when you turn it, you're going to see that shine if you use the regular Connect. If you use the matte, you will see nothing. And if you use the matte under your embellishments, you will see nothing. So use your regular Connect glue for gluing layers together where it doesn't matter, you know. Maybe you use the regular Connect on all the layers except the top layer, but you can see the difference there. See the shine? No shine. No shine. It's right there. I can feel it, but I can't see it. So hopefully that helps for you to know that it's good. And one of the things that I did was I tested it for everything, for paper, for embellishments, for everything. And there was no problem at all with it holding. So like down the line, I made sure that like the layers weren't falling apart or anything. We've been working on Connect Matte for about a year. So I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did.
Donna was wondering, what about vellum? Would you see it under vellum?
I haven't tried it with vellum, to be honest with you. I really should try it with vellum. We could put it on some vellum if I could find a little piece here and see what it does. I feel like everything shows with vellum, though. Like even vellum tape that's made to not show. See that white blob of glue around that embellishment? That's just going to disappear. It's not only going to disappear, but it's going to be matte, so you're not going to be able to see it at all. So there's a few little black embellishments. I might put a few more in here just because this glue is really fun to squeeze out. I don't know why. It's making a little sound there. It's giving me a kiss. Yeah, I love it. So nothing fell apart on it. You know, the embellishments stuck really well. Oh, that's a nice globby one. So we'll be able to like scrape that away and it won't leave any residue behind.
And what are those embellishments called?
These are the metallic black, gold, and silver pearls. All right, so there we go. I just put a few little black embellishments on there. Now, if we wanted to bling it up, we could put like gold in the center of the flowers. That would be actually very pretty too. But we'll stop there so I can get my next one. I want to get to my next one. This one's not going to take quite as long because that one had a lot of steps, but I think that's a really fun technique, and it's different. When you watch Jennifer's video, she shows you like a blackout technique where she just colored the flowers with her small brushes, and she didn't worry about the stencils or anything because she went over the whole thing with solid black, and that's beautiful. But having that wood grain back there, it's just so much vintage. It's like more vintagey looking, so it's just a different look. Okay, so we'll put that one aside. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to get some white cardstock. I'm going to get that same heavy base weight white. And we're going to cut a couple of flowers out of this embossing folder. So this is the ruffled blooms. So this one has a single die that cuts the biggest bloom. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut the biggest bloom. Oh gosh. Hang on. What always helps when I put my glasses on. I don't know why. It's not that I can see it. It's just it feels like when I put my glasses on, I just feel better. I feel better. All right, where did my other plate go? I think this is it. Well, this will have to be it. So I'm going to turn this to die cut. I'm going to turn it right to the center, and we're going to cut 3 of these out. I have a hair on here. Everything is staticky right now. What other colors can you use other than black? Well, you could use very dark navy, like our In the Navy, and you can use charcoal brown, which is a very dark brown. But I feel like the only color that really gives you that solid blackout is black. You could probably get more solid brown if you kept like circling over it with the brown. But I kind of like the rustic nature where it looks a little bit more wood grained. Just as a variety, like a different thing to do, something else fun that you can do. The cutting machine is all teal blue. No, this is the original die cutting machine. We never had one that was all teal blue. So I'm not sure. I'm going to cut one more just in case I mess up. Better safe than sorry. No, we never had a die cutting machine that was all teal. I used to have a Spellbinders machine that was teal. It was a limited edition that I bought a while ago, many years ago, probably maybe 6 years ago. Oh, I have to emboss still. Where am I going? But the intracut has always been white with the Gina K teal. All right, now I put my glasses down in this pile. Here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to find the recessed area. That's where it sinks in. This is the protruding area, right? And I'm going to lay this die cut piece into, let's see here, into this spot. Oh, I think it's this one down here. Let me work on it and figure it out. It's been a while since I used this folder, so I'm not sure which one. Probably they know better than me. Let me look at it. Nope, there's no guidance here at all, so we'll have to figure it out. Let's see. Is that it? Nope. Is that it? Nope. Nope. It's probably not any of these. Make sure I have it in the right direction. Once I figure it out, then I'll tell you how to figure it out. Because there'll be a way to see. Come on. People have to go to bed. There we go. All right, so look for this fat. See this fat one here? It's very rounded. Okay, I'm going to say it. It looks like a nipple. Look for that one, and that's going to go right into this spot right there, all right? Oh, my goodness. Tom, did you leave? And you'll feel it snap down in there a little bit, and then I'm going to secure it in place with a piece of masking magic. Oh, my gosh. It does, though. Not mine, but but somebody's. Oh my gosh.
I was trying not to say anything. And I didn't.
You shouldn't be looking. All right, I had my other plate on this table too, and I honestly don't know how in 5 seconds I can lose everything. All right, and I don't even need this plate. I just need the platform. Okay, so I've got this on 2D. I have it turned up a little bit just because I know that it can use a little bit of extra oomph. Oh my gosh, people are unsubscribing as we speak. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so, oh, that looks so good. Got to find the other nipples and get them in place. There we go. There's 2 of them right there. These 2 right there. Come on, it does kind of look different than the rest of them, right? Never. Look at that, though. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that so much. And then we need to find where that would go on here, like where it matches up. So I'm thinking it matches up like right there. See, that's the same orientation right there, I think. No, here's the same orientation. There we go. So, and I only want to do that. I'm looking at this one, and I only want to match it up because that's, I'm not even on the screen. I want to match this up to the one that we're going to be using. And the reason why I want to do that is because that's the way the stencil is going to lay on there, and it's going to be easier to line it up if it's in the same orientation as this folder. So just kind of pivot it so, you know, this one here matches this one. You can kind of see it. It's easier to see when it's not blank, when it's not in nipple form. Oh, goodness. But I'm telling you, it'll help you. You're going to see it, and you're going to think of that, and you're going to be like, yup, that's what it looks like. All right, did I lose it again? Do I have this backwards or something? Oh, man. There we go. Gotta find that one each time. Tom, it would have been better if you were just doing a word of the day during all of that.
There are too many.
Oh, no, you have words of the day for this? I'm kind of
No.
scared. There you go. The comments are awesome. Feel around for it. See, this is Tuesday night, so it's good. It's the late night. It's the after hours crowd. The naughty crowd. Okay, so I'm going to get that one in the right orientation too. I know I'm not on screen right now, but there we go. All right, and this last one is in place down here. I'm just popping it in there. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing we're all adults here, even though I'm not acting like an adult at all right now.
See, I would have used the one that has the little curve in it.
Yeah.
That one is the only one like it. That went through, had a reduction.
That one needs a push-up bra, I guess. It's kind of sinking in a little bit. Oh my gosh, I literally just got a new bra, and it's so good. I bought it off of TikTok Shop. And it's very good. Things are in new places that they weren't for a very long time. Well, I told you guys that, you know, once you hit a certain age, the bra sizes are all different. Like, you know, 36 long.
Bravo.
Okay, so I'm using this as... Our numbers just decreased by like 1,000 people. No, they didn't. They're sticking with us. So I'm lining this up the same way that it is here. And I'm going to put that on my sticky mat. And then I'm going to put them all in the same orientation on my sticky mat. This way, when I grab the stencils, I can just, you know, bop from one to the other. I know it's getting bad. After a while, you get punchy, right? I'm supposed to be on for an hour. Once the hour passed, there's no... that's the safe hour. After that, the children go to bed, and anything can happen.
See, that's why I have the kill switch over here.
Yes, you do.
I actually have a kill switch. You're trying to get one.
But you're the one that actually needs the kill switch. on me. I'm sorry. All right, let me find, I have a juicier red pad. I'm going to use Red Hot here now. And this has several layers. Now it has a layer here that if you just wanted to do something like put like paste or something like that. If you just wanted to put paste over this whole thing, you could use this layer, right, on the whole thing, on the whole embossing folder, and you could just put a coat of like this. Maybe you wanted to put like the Starlight Sparkle Gel on here, and you just wanted to leave them white and just do the sparkle gel. And you were doing the whole thing at one time. So it was this whole folder, and you embossed the whole thing, and you just wanted to do a layer of sparkle gel. This stencil is great for that. It's great if you wanted to like just do gold ink, or you just wanted to do embossing ink and you were going to put embossing powder over it. But this one is not necessary to use if you want to do the layering. So we're going to put that aside, and we're going to use the rest of these stencils for the layering. So once again, we have to find the right stencil, and you can use the big one, the big open one, to line up the other pieces. You can see that lines up perfectly. So this could be your guide to make sure that everything is in the right direction, because things will only show through in the right spots. See, that one is correct because now the flowers are sealed up. And then this one is easy to see because, again, you get the etching on all of these. So it's a little easier to see on this one because most of it is just solid and you have the etching. So you know that that's going to be your final layer. This also is very easy to see. But those first couple, these are a little harder to see. So if you use this big stencil to line them up, you can see that you've got them in the right orientation and facing in the right direction. Alrighty.
Pat wants to know if you have any embellishments that look like pasties.
And you thought that was a good comment to read, right? Probably. I mean, we've got rainbow pearls. You could probably use one of those. All right. Let's get to it here. Oh my goodness. So another thing that you're going to notice is when you use the die cut pieces, the stencil is bigger than the pieces. And that's okay. That's what you want because you want to be able to ink up all the way to the edge.
Off the Rails with Gina K.
That's the new name. So I'm using Red Hot here. And I'm just going to like leave a little bit of the edges white. Okay. And I'm going to take that and do, oh, isn't that pretty? I'm going to take that and do all of this layer first. So there we go. Just got to line it up. Oh my gosh. You know what's funny is that some people are, you know, it's just a little delayed on some networks, like some internet providers. It's just a little slower internet. And you could just see like some of the things that I said people are just seeing and now they're laughing. Or leaving. They're either laughing or leaving right now. What is TikTok Shop? Well, if you have the TikTok app, a lot of times when you're watching TikTok, ads will come up. And you'll see like, you know, an ad for a purse or an ad for some jewelry or, you know, shoes or something. And I just happened to be on one night and there was a lady selling bras. And they looked really good. So I bought one and it's really good. So Had to give it a try. All right, I'm going to stick with red, so I'm going to stay with this same color combination, but I like doing the layers separately rather than doing the whole thing, because do you see here on the side how it grabbed darker? When you do the separate layers, you can get all of that depth and dimension. And you can even highlight that a little bit if you want by taking a second deeper color, like the warm cocoa. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Tom and I are going to be packing orders tomorrow, I think. What do you think, Tom?
That's about right.
So I'm going to just add a little bit of that just to like deepen it right in there. Like just along the edges, like that. Now, when I get the next color in there next to it, you're going to be able to see it makes the petals look more dimensional as opposed to just taking a big blending brush and just sweeping color over the whole thing. Yes, we do have a lot of orders from our Black Friday sale that we had started last week. And then Jennifer came on and did some stuff, and we got a few more from that. And so it's been very, very busy for our little team. So it's all hands on deck. Even the guy who's coming tomorrow to look at the heater, we'll get him packing orders too. Right, Tom?
That's a great idea.
while you're there looking. All right, so that added a little bit of that brown. Now we're going to go to the next one, and we're going to do red again.
This is looking more like an ink blot test. That's why we don't have too many. I don't think we have a lot of psychologists and therapists in the audience. They feel like they're at work.
It's like an ink blot test. The Rorschach, isn't that what that's called?
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
I think so, yeah. So we'll add just a little bit of brown in these too.
Okay, question. What is your countertop made of?
My countertop is just laminate. It's not anything fancy. This is a shipping table. All of our shippers work on these same exact tables, and they're from Uline. So now you can see I've got all that depth in the center there. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to do that again. Yep, it's just a steel and laminate shipping table. It's really solid though, and that's one of the things I really like about it is it's so solid that, you know, when I'm ink blending, nothing moves. The table doesn't move at all. It's super heavy. And Tom would know because he put it together and had to flip it over. I think you're still feeling that. Yeah, we looked all over. I wanted to get like a pretty island in here, and
But the height is adjustable.
yeah, and that's the thing because I'm really short. So it really helped that we could, you know, move it down. It's not counter height. It's much lower than counter height. In fact, poor Simon Hurley, when he came and we were doing videos together, I actually gave him a stool that he could sit on so that he and I would be similar in height. I was standing and he was sitting, and, you know, he would have had a backache.
That was the famous faux leather stool, wasn't it?
That was the faux leather stool, the stool stamping stool from Craft Roulette. Yep. I got to get Simon back on this live with me. Okay, so now we've got those.
We're connecting too many dots here tonight.
It's all working out, though. And now I'm going to add red in the center. I just want to keep going with the red. this one. Keep going with the bright red. So here we go. Yeah, it's fun to have the dies that cut these out. I'm really glad that we were able to do that. Just added a little bit there. You can see that just gives you, it just makes that glow a little bit in the center, doesn't it? Because of that brown that we added. Otherwise, it would just look like a swish of red over the whole thing.
It's crazy.
3D folders are so fun. And, you know, I always reuse stuff. You will always see me use stuff over and over again. I mean, this was our very first 3D folder that ever came out. And here I am using it. I will always go back to my favorite things and use them again and again. But oh, I love the pop of 3D that look creates. And then I think I'm going to put yellow in the center, kind of like a poinsettia, the little flower part of the poinsettia. You know, we think they're just the stamen, but they're actually the actual flower. Everything else is just a leaf on a poinsettia. That's always yellow, or at least some of the ones that I've had have been yellow. So we could make those centers yellow, and I think that would really be pretty. So let's do that. We'll pop the center on here, and we'll make it yellow. Let's get a nice bright yellow brush. Find a yellow brush here. Here's a good one. And then how about if we use butterscotch? Where's butterscotch? Oh, no, let's use the new marigold. Let's do that. Let's use the new marigold. I can put this red away. I told Tom it'd be a quick one tonight, and we're going to be here till 10 o'clock. I have a quick technique to share tonight, Tom. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's never happened before.
That little pop of gold in there. No, I know. We're used to it by now, right? You are. Because I probably say it all the time. It's going to be a quick one tonight, and you're probably thinking, yeah. All right, so look at those beautiful flowers with all that dimension. So these are going to be our Christmas flowers. And I feel something about these flowers feels a little bit poinsettia-like to me. I know they're not exactly poinsettias, but they have that feel. And we're going to jazz the whole thing up because we're going to do a little bit of die cutting with, we're going to use some of these. I'm going to use that. We'll use this. This is from something foliage. Brianne, help me. Help me, Brianne. Tell me what the name of it is. And then I'm also going to use this pine needle one by Lisa Hetrick. This is her Basket of All Seasons Winter. If you see Brianne say the name, Tom, let me know, okay? She knows everything. So these two are Botanical Duo, and this is like something foliage, but I can't think of the name. If you type in foliage, you'll find it, I'm sure. So I'm going to use these, and then I might even use these hollyberry leaves. Okay. So we'll see. This is Lisa's brand new one, Basket of All Seasons Winter, and it's just beautiful. So I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to cut them from cardstock. So we'll use some Christmas pine, which will be such a great Christmas color, green. Or let's look at one more thing. We could go with fresh asparagus, and jelly bean.
Cheryl said, how about foliage?
Foliage. Yes. Oh, that's good. See? We should consult. Did Brienne find it yet?
As soon as I find Brienne, I'll let you know.
Okay, find Brienne. She's out there. I see her.
We are so far off the rails
fillers.
tonight.
She found it. Foliage fillers. Thank you, Brienne. Rock star. Gosh. All right, so we're going to use some jelly bean instead, and we'll use some fresh asparagus. So I'm just going to cut a couple of half sheets there. That'll be good. We can cut them all out together. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Brienne, once again. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut these out. We're going to cut this one out. I'm going to cut all these at the same time. All right, and then I need the platform. So I've got to turn this back to die cut, and then I'm going to go ahead and die cut these. We just need a little bit of greenery around the outside. Now, if for any reason this didn't cut out well, I'm going to flip it and cut it on the other side, but I think it looks pretty good here. Looks like it cut out very well. There we go. Some pine needles. And then this one, I just love this. It's such an elegant piece of leafery, as Lisa Hetrick would say. We'll do 2 more of these, and we'll do another one of these. Oh, we might as well throw another one of these on there. Might as well. It's never, I mean, if you're going to roll it through the machine, you might as well cut out extras, right? So it's looking like our next release, this is the plan. Now I'm going to tell you, and then, you know, I have to do the disclaimer, subject to change. But the plan is that our release party will be on the grand finale night of our 12 Days of Christmas. So that would put it on December 23rd. And hopefully, if anybody's getting gift cards, maybe somebody would give it to you a little early if you wanted it. You never know, right? You never know how that would work. But that is our plan. Now, is that going to happen? It really depends on whether or not all of our dies get here in time. And that's, you know, that can be debatable. So, but that is the plan. So I think we'll make it. And I think it'll be really fun because it will be our grand finale of our 12 days box, and then we'll invite our illustrators to share their new products. There is not going to be a kit in December because really the box was the kit. The box was, you know, 2 kits in one. I probably should have gone over this the second time, but no, it's coming out okay. So this one is fresh asparagus. And we've got this little twiggy. This one. These are like the little over parts for the overlays for the holly leaves. And then I like that. You could always put like little red embellishments on the ends of those if you wanted to accent the berries. Cut it out in green. All right, let's get this out of here. Well, you know what, though? I was looking, and I didn't find, so I don't know. I was looking for my ovals, and I don't know where my ovals are. My stitched ovals. They could be anywhere. But let me just do a quick look over here. We'll see if they're over here, and if they're not, I definitely want to use master layouts too. And maybe I'll just use my circles. I think my circles would work, but they're not here either. Oh, they are. Okay, we'll use the circles. So I'm thinking we could do kind of like a wreathy kind of thing that'll go around. Haven't used circles in a while anyway, so that will be kind of fun. And we'll do something around these circles and we'll add our greenery in there. Like this, and we'll make a beautiful Christmas card. Oh, somebody's saying they found Zeus. Don't tell us where he is, though. That's a secret. So for those of you who are wondering, who is Zeus? Zeus is our little orange cat, and he came to us. You know, the cat distribution system is alive and well because we were not in the market for a cat, but that cat was in the market for a home. And the lovely couple that gave him to us are actually our tenants from an apartment that we rent, a condo that we rent. And they're lovely people, but they're having a baby and they've got other kids, and this Zeus is a very, very affectionate, loving cat. He loves love, he loves attention, he loves to be held and cuddled, and they just didn't have the time for him, and they felt like he needed, you know what, they didn't say this, but I feel like if they could have felt comfortable saying it, they would have said, we need an older couple, like an empty nester couple that has the time to give him the affection that he needs. They didn't say that, but we know who we are, right? We are an older couple that are empty nesters, and we were never going to get another animal. But little Zeus came into our life, and we love him. So, Zeus, when you get your 12 days box, you'll see Tom and I are on that box, and there's one little Zeus hidden somewhere. Brian put him on the box when he was designing it for us, and it's very cute. So, I will be sharing where Zeus is on day 1, so hang in there for that if you can't find him. All right. So I'm cutting out a circle now. This is a double-stitched circle. And then I'm going to cut out a single-stitched circle to go with it. The double-stitched and single-stitched circles are two different dies, but they work together. You can use them separately as either a single-stitched or a double-stitched. But if you want the look of the layers, you know, that shadow layer that we all love so much, then you definitely want to get them both. I need a piece of black here. Let me cut one. Out of all those scraps, I must have used every single scrap. So I'm going to cut a single stitch circle here. Then the only other thing we're going to have to die cut tonight is a greeting, because I want to add a greeting on here from our holiday floral stamp and die set. I love the greetings on there. It was something that we released last holiday season, but I will never ever retire it. I shouldn't say that, but not for a long time, because I am so in love with the fonts on that stamp set. And the images too. I just shared in our Facebook group the other day, a card that I had made last year showing faux line coloring. Speaking of faux, Tom, it was that faux line coloring one where I did the no line look using ink blending. Do you remember that video?
Yes, I do.
All right, so I'm going to layer these two together. And you know it would be fun if I can find it. I don't know if I'll find it. I might find it. No, I'm not going to find it. But it would be fun to have. Maybe I will find it here. Give me a second. I had to leave the room pretty much. Let's do a snowy background. on this just to give it a little bit of texture. And we'll do it in a super light color that isn't any of the colors that we're using. Let's go for some sea glass. This will just give that light spatter look. And this is the snowy background stamp that I love. I know I already attached them together. No big deal. It's not going to be a problem. We just want to have a little bit of something going on back here. And we don't have to worry about the black because the ink isn't going to show up on the black. This is how I use all my background stamps. But see that? It just added a little bit of spatter texture on there. We could have used the other spatter stamp from our last release, and that would have worked too. I would have just had to put it on a block and stamped it a bunch of times. But this one wasn't too far over there, so it made the cut tonight. That's the snowy background stamp. One of my favorites. I know you guys see me use it a lot.
Faux sure.
Oh no.
That was Cheryl.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. All right. Now, I'm going to put this on a background. So, gosh, would that be pretty with the coral again? It's a little off. What about coral reef? I think that's going to be too orange, but maybe not. That would be really pretty. I think that works really good. So let's put it on coral reef. So we've got sun-kissed coral, which is the lighter coral, and coral reef, which is this more orangey coral. Let's do that. I feel like that's going to be pretty. We could put it on red and more of the red would come out, but I don't know why I'm in a coral mood tonight. Just in the mood, I guess. Let's see. Oh man, where's my... Here it is. Do you want to see it against red? Should we just look? I feel like... No, I feel like I didn't use enough red on these flowers. It's not that it's not pretty, and it... Oh, it is pretty, isn't it? Should I do red? Because remember, we got a lot of stuff going on here. You guys tell me. Should we do the red? Or should we do the coral? What do you like, Tom? I kind of feel like you're going to say coral because you love orange so much.
Try a yellow, brown, or a pink. Yeah, I knew that would get it. Back to the dead space.
Was that your suggestion? A brown? Well, I'm trying to make it look Christmassy. So I see more coral than anything. But see how it looks really coral here? But then when you put it on the red, like more of the red pops out in those flowers? And does that make it feel more Christmassy is what I want to know. You know, when we start adding these flowers in here like this, and we've got, you know, this happening, and like, does that make it feel more Christmassy, or do you guys just still, most of you are saying coral, like the majority of you are saying coral, that you like that? All right, we'll go with the coral. There were just too many people saying coral, and it's coming in from Facebook too, so we're getting a lot of people over there saying coral. Red does look more Christmassy, Lori. You're right about that. But maybe if I just put a Christmas greeting in. All right, people are liking the red now. I can't do a poll because I'm using eCam. Maybe I could do a poll here. Should I try doing a poll? Let's see. I can't do it from my phone. I got to do it from the desktop. So, Tom, what do you see more of, coral or red?
Okay. Well, how red can you go with this?
Well, you can go as red as you want to go.
If you're talking about Christmas,
Yeah.
you got to throw one of those in there and see what it looks like.
Well, that's what I just did.
What color was that?
What's that?
What color was the red?
Red velvet.
Oh,
It's the same
okay.
color that I started with, but when I started mixing brown in there, it got a little orangey. And I also wasn't full strength because I wanted it to have like whitish edges. So I feel like I'm seeing a lot of red now. And people are like, coral, please. So here's red. I mean, the red is pretty, but it doesn't exactly match the flowers. I do think the coral matches better. A lot of people are saying green, but I don't know because I feel like I need, I feel like green is just going to kind of disappear. All right. Most people are saying coral. I'm really sorry to all the red fans, but a lot of people are saying coral. So I'm going to go with it. And if red would have been better for some people, then maybe we could get somebody to do this card if they have this embossing folder and they can do it with red and maybe go more heavy-handed on the red ink. I would love to see how that would look. I think that's maybe the deciding factor is I didn't go heavy enough on that red ink. And so it's just not, it's not popping the way that it should. Boy, it's hard to make a decision, especially when you want to do what everybody wants. That's my problem. I'm like, well, everybody wants different things and I want to make everybody happy. So what do I do? But thank you for humoring me here. I did use Red Hot. You're right. I thought I used Red Velvet. I used Red Hot. And we are out of stock on that. Well, we're not out of stock, but I never got more for my craft room. So that's a my bad thing. So I'm going to put
Usually
that
when
down
it gets
just
to
a little
that
bit.
point, you ask the dead space.
Yeah,
Throw a grenade to the dead space.
I did ask the dead space. And then I never listened to the dead space. All right, so we're going to put, let me lay these out first to make sure that I like where they are. Okay, we're going to kind of do a thing like that. We're going to go around this circle. So we'll get that there. We'll put this one here. It'll be a pretty card. I have to take the backing off of that. That's the hardest part, is choosing the colors. And even when, you know, you have your whole color scheme, because you know what colors you're using, this is going to be pretty, though. So I feel good about it. I feel okay about it. I'm trying not to go over the edge so it fits in the envelope. Yeah, this would be great on an A7 card. It's true. I'm trying to turn them so that they're all not facing the same way, too. Okay, let's fill this in a little bit with some of this greenery. Now, this is where I'm going to do some surgery. I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to pop this in here like this. I'm not even going to put it on the top here. I'm not even, well, I could, but then I should probably pop it up. So I think I'm going to slip it under the circle. Just slip it right under there like that. And if it goes over a tiny bit, that's okay. We don't have to worry too much about that. we just don't want it like really sticking outside because it won't fit in the envelope. This I'm gonna trim down quite a bit too. This is really big. I don't need this much. And I'm gonna like cut some of these off too, so that we can kind of add a little bit of pine under here, like that. I don't need quite that much. And that can go like right under there too. And then these layer together. So you would glue those together to get that layered look. You see that? How that would go together and give you a two-tone look? But I'm not sure if I'm going to use these. I might just use them plain like this. I think it'll look crisp if I don't use the overlayer. Just going to put that there. I'm going to put the other one close by. Like in here like that. Just fill that in a little bit. And then I might add one up here. I think that's going to be enough greenery for me. And again, I'm doing surgery because I really don't need these long pieces. I just need it sticking out a little bit like that. All right, so now we've got that. I can save all of these and use them later. Now we just need a greeting and this card will be ready to go. And the greeting is going to pull it all together for Christmas, even though I know some of you are looking at it going, no, I would have gone red or I would have gone more heavy-handed. I agree. I think going, you know, more heavy-handed and red probably would have been a good idea. But, you know, here we are. So we're going to make it work. Let me put this aside, and I'm going to use Merry Christmas. We're going to make it real traditional here. A nice traditional Merry Christmas greeting. And I'm going to stamp it in black because I want to play off of that little shadow layer. I like non-traditional Christmas colors too. I really do. I think they're fun and it's just different. You know, imagine somebody's mantle with a whole sea of Christmas cards that are all red and green. And here's your coral one or your pink one or your blue one standing out on the shelf. I mean, it's kind of fun, right? Isn't this greeting gorgeous? This is from the Holiday Floral. It also comes in polyglaze sheets if you want to foil these, and they'll cut with the same dies. So we have the full set of polyglaze that will do all of the images on this set, including the poinsettias and all the greenery. And then we also have an additional polyglaze sheet set that's just the greetings, the Holiday Floral greetings. Because people were saying, well, I want more greetings than is in that pack. So they wanted to use them for other cards outside of this set. So we did both. So we'll cut this out. I think this might be a little big for the die cutting machine. So we'll just trim it down a little bit. And my final die cutting for the night is going to be this greeting. I love the way these dies cut too. They cut all around the greeting, which I think is just beautiful. So we'll put that in there. I'm down here at the bottom. And we have some masking magic strips here. And we'll cut that out. Yeah, I think it's a pretty font too. Pink holiday decor is in this year, Renee. You're right. I see it everywhere. I see it on a lot of Instagram influencers who are, you know, sharing different holiday looks. My daughter, Rena, would love that. She loves pink. Okay, so you see how that like cuts out like the insides there, and there's an open space there. That is pretty. All right, let's get the die cutting machine out of here for the last time tonight. Put that die back in the package. I'll frantically clean it next time I go live and use it again. And then this is going to go right here like this, and we're going to pop it up. That is like the perfect size greeting for this. And that just pulls it all together, right? That does make it a holiday card. I mean, there's no doubt that it's a Christmas card. And I mean, I don't think somebody would not like it because it's coral. I think Tom would extra like it because it leans to orange more than, oh, trying to find my tweezers. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to have to be clever here. We'll see what I can do. I'm going to leave stuff off of this side because that's going to get stuck to the flowers, and so I'm only putting the foam squares like on this side over. But you can see, those of you that missed out on that big poinsettia, you can still do these gorgeous cards like this using other 3D embossing folders that you have. If you have the ruffled blooms, it's a great one to make a 3D folder card. I think I forgot to put tape on the back of this, so I'm just gonna do a little bit like that just to get that to lay down. And there we go. Now I'll put a few little sprinkles of something in here. We could use these little iridescent dots. They're pretty. Or we could do something that's, you know what, let's do something that's more like sparkly, that doesn't have a lot of color to it. I think that will give us just that little sparkle that we need. So we'll use these little sequins from the Crystal Clear collection, and we'll use our matte glue. So we'll do a little dot here. Get it to come out. I don't want too much to come out. Do one there. Do one there, over here, and up here. So we'll do 5 tonight. That'll be just the perfect amount. And I'll use the tinies. And it won't matter if it's all over the place because it will dry crystal clear and flat. No shine. You won't be able to see it now because it'll take a little bit of time to dry, but we can look at the other one up close and you'll be able to see because that one will be dry. So here we go. You'll be able to see them sparkle when I turn them into the light. And that is just like a pretty 3D embossed holiday card. I'm kind of glad we went with the coral, to be honest with you. I kind of like that. And then here you can see, now let me get real close on this. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me zoom in. I might be able to zoom in more on this. Let me zoom close. Okay. Can you see all around these embellishments where that glue squirted out? Nothing. You can't see anything. I can't even see like the blob of glue. It's completely matte. There's no shine sticking out or anything there. So there are 2, I don't know, we're in the mood for coral tonight, right? But there are our 2 cards using the new Dainty Flower Field. Let me just disconnect my phone from the live here. Okay. And then this one using the Ruffled Blooms 3D folder. So 2 very different kinds of cards, both of them with 3D folders. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Do you have a favorite, Tom?
Well, I just really like looking at that first one, the flower.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I love it too.
that's mesmerizing. But you know, it's always tough when you want a favorite.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Everybody, I mean, we would all pick a favorite, right? So I know this is going to be some people's favorite. This is going to be some people's favorite. But that's what's neat about it. It does, you know, they're both very, like, they're both kind of pretty, right? Oh my goodness. Tom is so diplomatic. Come on in, Tom. We have to give away a gift card tonight. But before we do that, if you like tonight's video, and we sure hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, that really helps our channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and all notifications, and you'll never miss another video. And then, if you'd like to see high quality photos of this, I'll be posting them here on the post tab on my YouTube channel, and also in our Facebook group. And we'd love to have you over there. The Facebook group is called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. There's close to 50,000 members over there, and we all share our love of Gina K Designs products, and our members make the most beautiful cards on the web. I love going in there every day and seeing what they do. And then Brianne Loveland, thank you so much for linking everything tonight. We appreciate you so much. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find them all on our website at ginakdesigns.com. Everything I used tonight is there, and all of it is in stock, believe it or not. This new folder, this older folder, our sentiment strips, you know, you'll be able to get those if you are so inclined. All right, Tom, come on back in and let's give away a gift card to one of our lucky commenters.
All right, drum roll. Here we go. Tonight's winner is Holly Higgins. Holly Higgins.
Yay, Holly! Congratulations, Holly. You get a $15 Gina K Designs gift card. All you have to do is send your name and your email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get that sent over to you, and you can use it whenever you want. They don't expire. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was super fun. As promised, on Thursday, I'm going to do the last Master Layouts video, Master Layouts 20. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can use it. And then before the end of the year, I will get one more video in where we kind of do a mix and match Master Layouts where you can see which ones work together. So Thursday, Master Layouts 20, get your binder ready. And get ready to print out some new inspiration sheets because I will be posting those on Thursday on our blog. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will be taking high quality photos of these and popping them in the Facebook group and here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed tonight's video, and thank you guys so much for joining us. Until Thursday, stay safe and stay healthy. We love you all so very much, and mwah, we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.